What's up, Green Up Academy podcast listeners? This is Alex Kirby. I am excited to bring you an episode today, and there's another one coming from Mr. Andrew Powell. He is a guy who's a part of our crew of the Green Up Academy. He's been in the weed and turf application management business for, I think, over 10 years. He has a company that he formed about 4 years ago in Gastonia, North Carolina, a suburb of Charlotte. And he's got a fantastic story. He talks about his experiences from going through alcoholism to where he is today as God brought him through that. And now he's got a very profitable, very growing turf management business. And it's just awesome. If you guys are looking for a good episode to feel encouraged and learn at the same time, Andrew's episode is that for you. Again, make sure you guys check us out at thegreenupacademy.com for all free things, free account. Just sign up. You got it. If you're looking for any coaching calls with me, you can sign up there as well, and I'd love to do that. And then lastly, our crew, our first group is almost full. So if you're looking to become a part of our crew, please go and sign up, and I'll give you a call, and we'll chat about what it means to join us there as well. So you guys buckle up, buckle in. If you're on your mower, get ready. If you're drinking Body Armor, my favorite drink, take an extra sip. Here we come, Andrew Powell. Let's go.
Welcome to the Green Up Academy podcast with Alex Kirby, where we focus on helping you level up your green industry business. Whether it's marketing, finance, employees, or strategy, we talk about everything on this show to help you apply it to your business and change your family and company's future for decades to come. Here's your host, Alex Kirby.
So, Andrew, can I fill me in on the last, 4 to 5 years? I mean, you've been, first off, unfortunately, you're a Georgia Bulldog fan, which really sucks. Which really sucks for me. Especially sucks for me today. Especially sucks for me today because you guys are playing in. Oh, you're drinking out of a Georgia cup. That's so funny. You guys are playing in the Super Regionals tonight while our team tries to find a coach. So that sucks. So kind of fill people in on a little bit of your story because you do have an awesome one. Where you're from, how you got to where you are today, and then, just kind of fill me in.
Yeah, man. So I'm born and raised in the Atlanta area, and about, I guess it was 2018, July 2018 is when I moved up to the Charlotte, North Carolina area. And I was in business in Atlanta for 6 or 7 years. Started off doing turf applications, weed control fertilizer, and then started kind of doing it all. I wanted to kind of be that one-stop shop, but what ultimately ended up happening was I was, spread too thin and really not very good at any one thing. And so, one kind of unique part of my story is that, alcohol has been a big struggle for me in my past. And that was a big, big reason as to why I was forced to sell my business in the Atlanta area. And, when I say sell my business, I don't want anybody to think that it was this grand exit. It was not. There was a fire sale, and I was lucky to get what I got.
Sure.
And so, I moved to Charlotte, and only issue with that is, I left Atlanta, but I brought myself with me to Charlotte, so all my problems came with me. And I was up here for about a year or so, and then I finally decided I just had this moment where I just moved into a new place. I realized that I was all alone in this city, and man, it scared me. And so I just chose to get into recovery and give up alcohol. And it's hands down the best decision I've ever made in my life.
Amen.
And so that was 5 years ago. Actually, 5 years today is.
It's incredible.
So obviously it kind of gets me a little choked up. I've just been able to accomplish so much in those 5 years. And it's been a really, really great journey since then.
That's so awesome. That gets me emotional. I remember when I have twin brothers, Andrew, and they're best friends. And when they were going to college, one of them went 3 hours north to Gardner-Webb in North Carolina, and one went to South Carolina. And I didn't know this, but we go to move my brother in, and we moved him in, and we were like, all right, buddy, well, what are you about to do? And he goes, I guess I'm going to go meet somebody for the first time. And we were like, you don't know anybody yet? And he goes, no, I haven't met anybody. So it was the weirdest thing leaving him in a place where he didn't know anybody, seeing him walk off, and we drove away, right, at 18. And so I say all that to say, like, that makes sense why the Lord broke you that night when you're sitting on your new apartment and you're like, I don't have any support in this state. I'm 5 hours away from home. Like, it is so crazy to think about that, but a lot of people do that, right? They have to move across the country for a job, and it's like, it reminds me of how important community is and how important it is to have support. And so, okay, so you go through this amazing transformation the Lord has helped you through. Kind of talk about how you started your business back up. And, you were working for a couple companies, and obviously you were in a not great place, so that didn't go great. When did the light bulb or the turning point in, like, you've got a pretty nice business now? Kind of walk us through those steps.
Sure. So yeah, as you mentioned, I work for two larger commercial companies in the Charlotte area, both of which I was fired from. I was not a person that was really cut out to be employed by anybody, and so after the second firing, I just they kind of have a boutique landscape company. I told them that I did, fertilizer weed control only. And long story short,
just like chit chatting, right? You guys were
yeah,
just like
yeah,
shooting the breeze.
yeah. I'm like, hey man, how's it
Wow.
going? How are you guys dealing with all this COVID stuff? And great, everybody wants to spend money, and
Yeah.
yeah, it was just a friendly conversation, and
That's cool.
and that ended up being a really huge break for me, because they were a really nice boutique landscape company that works in the nicest Charlotte neighborhoods, like the
Yeah.
nicest. I mean, they're probably average home value, and what they mean. I doubt they work on a home that's under $1 million, and
Wow.
probably most of them are like 2 and 3 million. And
Yeah.
so he handed me his client list and said, "Yeah, man, give me some pricing." And it was
Wow.
incredible, and they're great payers. I sent them an invoice. I have payment within 3 days,
Wow.
um, and that was a huge break. And then just kind of from there, it's grown into a pretty nice little business now. I've got one team member, probably going to be adding a second, here soon. And man, like I think I kind of covered it all there.
Yeah, you did cover it all. It's just crazy, like you said, when you put yourself out there, not even in a situation where you think you're being bold, like, but that you just open your mouth, you just start meeting people, you just start going to networking events or, opportunities. You're like, oh, okay, I'll go to that. Why not? Like, it's crazy how the doors open when you're not even trying to bust through them. You're just like showing up down the hallway, right? So that's so cool. I love that. And like you were telling me last night that guy's turned into a 4-year customer, the guy you randomly met, and
Yep.
making healthy 5 figures off that account now, which is so sweet.
It's
So
amazing.
So let's chat.
And listen, I'll say this.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. And
You're not. No, it's fine.
It's that customer. I mean, they've placed a lot of trust in me. I'm sorry, guys. There's an airplane. We live in a flight, but anyways, they place a lot of trust in me, and one of their nicest accounts, who is a NASCAR driver. I won't say which one. Earlier this year, I fried their yard. Fried it.
Hey guys, this episode is brought to you by Jobber. If you guys do not use or have not heard of Jobber, it is the leading CRM in the green industry and really the home and service and trades businesses, period. I mean, they are just incredible for all of your needs for quoting, invoicing, scheduling, routing. I mean, it can do it all, guys. It's really, really important in today's day and age for you to be able to contact your customers. It has a portal for your customers to see requests, ask for requests, approve quotes. So it's just so good to use as CRM, and it's very affordable. They have different plans for different places in your business. So if you guys are looking to try out a CRM and you're sick of doing pen and paper, you might not even doing pen and paper. You might be on another software that's just not meeting all the needs that you hoped, and you're just kind of making it work. Y'all check out Jobber. We've got 20% off your first 6 months with our link. And also, and you get a free trial for a couple weeks as well. So make sure you guys check out Jobber. Please go and click it. It literally takes no time to just sign up and fiddle around and mess with it. You're not gonna regret it. I ran my multi-million-dollar company off of it for 5 years, and it was a breeze. And our crew leaders loved it. So you guys go check it out and tell me what you think. Thanks, guys.
And
how did you do that? How did you do that? Just like walk us through what that means.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was applying a herbicide and I still don't know exactly what happened, but, to kind of summarize it, as I think that when I added water to my tank, I thought I added, let's just say 100 gallons, but I only added 50 gallons. And then I mixed product for 100. So it was super hot.
Okay. Makes sense.
And so then we went out to apply.
Okay.
Yeah. And within a few days, I was like, something's not right. I just happened to randomly stop by and look at it, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So fortunately, it was just
wait a second. Randomly stop by. You're like, I got to see how my NASCAR guy's house looks.
That's true. That's true. But no. So actually, what happened is I was stopping by to pick up the check from what I had just gotten done. And the guys whose house that own this company, they live right down the street. And when I was picking up the check, I was like, this doesn't quite look right. And so then I was like, let me go look at these other couple of houses that I know were sprayed the same day out of the same tank. And I looked at those and I'm like, oh boy, something's not right here. And so, the turf was heavily, heavily injured. And it was a really stressful time period for me because actually at that time I just had to fire my only team member at that time.
Man.
And
fortunately, how'd you save it?
Yeah, so we just I went in and I put some really cool kind of organic stuff out there that just kind of helps with recovery. I fertilized it, and then I went in there and aerated it and overseeded it. And this was not a small yard, and those guys I was working for, they were a little bit on edge, and I don't blame them. I would have been too. I was. And so anyway, but we were able to work through that, and it was all just like, I when I noticed what had happened to those accounts, I immediately called them and I said, something's not right here, guys. And I don't know. It's really their customer, so it's up to them how they want to handle it with their customer.
Yeah.
But I said, I'm going to do everything I possibly can to get this right. And I think it will turn around. And it did. They look great now.
How long was the turnaround time?
Fortunately, we started to get some good weather. So it was about 4 weeks.
Okay.
And so, so yeah. And, you know, the property manager at this one, you know, NASCAR driver's house, he was a little concerned.
The butler.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Exactly. But he's, you know, fortunately nobody ever really raised an eyebrow and we got through it. But, you know,
awesome.
like I said, I've worked hard and developed a good trusting relationship with these guys, and they know that I'm going to stand behind my work. And I would encourage anybody out there, if you mess up, tell them you messed up and then fix it. And if that means having to buy some sod, if that means having to do that, fix it, because A, you'll sleep better at night, and B, you know, it's the right thing to do.
It speaks to your character. In the thing I've learned in business, and you're in a big city, so
now people understand mess ups happen. Most people do. And they're, you know, as long as you can provide them with a solution to get it right, I think they're okay with that. And I think, you know, I've heard studies in the past that customers who are more loyal to a company that they've had an issue with than fixes the issue than a company that they've had a flawless experience with.
That's
so
interesting.
Whatever that's worth.
Well, that makes sense, right? Because you've proven that through the ups and the downs, you can still maintain, you know, not just the high highs. That makes sense. So let's talk about a couple things we chatted about last night, because for the audience listening, Andrew and I hung out last night here in my city. So when it comes to turf, and we're going to talk about this in episode 2 here in a few minutes, we're going to talk about turf, like specifically, like how you get into it, what do you recommend, products, you know, how many applications, all that stuff. We'll get into that. But I think it's really interesting how they're pretty different, lawn maintenance companies versus turf management companies, in terms of like setup, and, you know, you got 1-man truck versus most have 2 to 3-man trucks and all that stuff. What is like your greatest, I guess, stressor or fear when it comes to hiring people for your turf company? I mean, the obvious one is that they screw up all your lawns, right? But like, I mean, what are the things that go through your mind on a day-to-day basis when it comes to, should I scale? Should I not? What am I afraid of? What am I excited about? Just like walk me through a turf owner's mind.
Yeah, the biggest fear I have when it comes to that is like, can I maintain the quality that I want to maintain? And so, you know, with technicians, generally speaking, you know, they're just not going to be quite as detail oriented as you'd like for them to be. And that's, you know, it's okay. So I think what I've learned, and probably just come to that realization within the past like few months, is like, if you need to spend a little bit more money on product to get a little bit better product in your tank that you're spraying, or better fertilizer, do it. Because that can definitely help compensate for
mitigate there. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And so, and if you need to adjust your pricing a little bit to compensate for that, you know, paying a little bit more money for the product, do it. You know, it's not a huge, you're talking probably less than 1%, you know? So, that would be a big fear. And then, you know, are they going to be polite to the customer? That's all, but that's the same as maintenance. And so I would say that the fears that probably maintenance companies have would be similar to what, you know, what I would refer to as turf management company like myself have. And there's also a period of time where we rely a lot on spot weed control. So taking those extra steps to grab that backpack sprayer off the truck and go and hit that patch of clover that was in the backyard that, man, it's 90 degrees out and I just don't feel like walking back there. Is that
Right.
technician going to do that?
Right. I would say that I was always more. We had one turf guy that for our team, and we found that he got stopped more because he wasn't running loud equipment than our guys who were like customers wanted to talk to him more because he was just spraying, where the maintenance guys are running equipment, so they like didn't want to bother him. So that was something that I was wondering, like customer service is more important in my opinion, maybe in the turf side, because my guys didn't have to talk to customers as much because they weren't getting bothered as much. But I don't know if that makes sense.
It is, and I think it's viewed as like a more technical part of our industry, which it probably is. And so I think customers do have an expectation where they would expect a technician to know the answers to some questions, and so that's another fear is like, have I given this guy the tools that he needs to be effective as far as a customer service standpoint goes?
Last couple of things. Do you leave like a door hanger or like a note after every application?
No, the only thing I do after an application is we place a little lawn sign, it's 6x9, and so we do all of our billing electronically. From time to time, we'll leave a door hanger a note to say something like, "Hey, XYZ instructions for this application," but generally not.
Well, I asked because like we would have people who go, "You guys didn't do my lawn. I can't see any of the granulars or it doesn't look like it." So I didn't know if you like took a picture of a card. Like we used to take a picture of a card and say we were here and leave it on their door. I didn't know what you guys did to like prove that you did the application.
So Service Autopilot is the CRM that we use, and what we do is we do have the ability to take a picture and upload that to the profile. So every time we take a picture with the lawn sign in that picture of that house, and then like we clock in to start job, clock out to end the job, and I can tell the customer, hey, we were here for 15 minutes on this day, and that generally serves as a good enough.
Well, how much are those little yard signs? Are they expensive?
Just reordered, and with the steak, I want to say they're 37 cents a piece.
And you're doing one every app every time.
Correct.
Dang, that's like $5 a day.
I never really So it can get better, and don't be scared to ask for help. And if there's anybody listening that wants to, if you need help, I'm happy to talk to you, because it's scary. So anyways, whatever that's worth.
Awesome. This is worth a lot. I appreciate it. All right, we're going to jump into part 2, guys, with Andrew Powell of Advanced Turf Care from Gastonia, North Carolina. This is the Green Up Academy podcast, where we help you level up your green industry business. Jump into our next episode. It's going to be a few days after this one, but it's going to be with Andrew as well, so make sure you check that out. Thanks, guys. Guys, we are officially launching our rebrand from Pure Marketing Agency to Backbone Creative here at the beginning of June. And we are a full-service agency focused on blue-collar and what we call backbone businesses that are the backbone of their industries, communities, and their employees. So if you are looking for a website, if you've been holding on and maybe renting your website, paying a monthly fee, and if you don't pay it, then they take it away, we've got website packages. We've got full-service marketing packages that come with social media management, Google Ads management, reviews, email marketing, you name it. We do it all to help you do one thing. That's grow your business, get more customers, grow your profits and revenue, and tell your story to more people. So make sure you hit us up. Literally free quote, free audits of your websites, all that stuff. We're not pressuring you to do anything, but we know where our results come from, and they're really, really strong. So make sure you hit us up. Backbone Creative, guys. You can hit us up through Instagram. Website's going to be launching in a couple weeks. So you can email me at alex@backbonecreativecode.com. That'd be the best place. Or currently, you can keep using our current website. But you're going to like the new rebrand, I hope, and can't wait to show you guys. Thanks.